Hello fellow humans, coming directly from my car this week. We've had contractors in our house, so I am staying out of the house and I am coming to you from the car, which I feel like I'm living in a little bit. If I'm not at work, I'm in the car. I hope you are all having an amazing week, and we are on week 3 for Svelte in September. Woo! Whoop, whoop. Svelte in September. Hope all is going well if you are doing the challenge. If you're not sure what Svelte in September is, it is just back to basics, what I did at the start of my Weight Watcher journey. So making sure I track all of my food that goes in my mouth, the good, the bad and the ugly. September's just given me a little push to do that again, to make sure that everything's going in that tracker. I'm drinking lots of water. I'm just being mindful about the amount of water I drink, and I'm trying to get in 8 glasses of water a day, exercising 45 minutes every day. Now that is more than what I would usually do. There has not been one day that I have missed out on my 45 minutes of exercise. I've not been able to go for a walk. Maybe it's pouring down. I've not been able to go to the gym after work. If I'm really struggling and it gets to late at night, I just put a YouTube video on and I follow along with that. Sometimes 3 YouTube videos. I have a very short attention span. 2 20-minute YouTube videos and then like a 5-minute nice stretching cool down. And I count that as my 45 minutes. If you are following along, it's pretty simple. I do link everything that I'm doing in the description box below. I know we're on week 3 now, but you can easily just join in. Those 3 things are the basic. On the first day I took progress pictures. It's those 3 things. I also added in affirmations, and on day 20 at least 4 vegetables a day. I eat quite a lot of veg. Well, in my mind I think yes, I eat a lot of veg. A couple of portions of fruit every day. If I eat 4 portions of veg, that's 6 portions of fruit and veg. 2 to 3 portions in my evening meal. I need to make sure that I'm also getting a portion of vegetables at lunchtime. So that's what I'm adding in from day 20. We've also got affirmations that we've been doing. This week's affirmation is trust the wisdom within. A lot of things we already know. We contradict ourselves. Maybe we doubt ourselves. Maybe we struggle to make a decision. It's all happening perfectly. Trust the wisdom within. That's this week's affirmation. Even if you're late to the game, that is no problem. Just pick that ball up, start running. And last week I did talk a little bit about self-care. And also I think that does definitely impact on weight loss. When you have good self-care habits in place, and this is what it means to me: affirmations, meditation, journaling, writing down thoughts, and just trying to question those thoughts that are usually habit. I play things in my mind. The thoughts that we have aren't us. We can observe our thoughts. It is in our power to change our thoughts. I have been really working hard on the affirmations. I have been really watching out for when I'm saying things to myself, any sort of negative self-talk, and I've been trying to catch that, nip that in the bud. And what I usually do, if I hear myself talking negatively to myself or negative about a situation, I will nip it in the bud, and then I will try and replace it with something that's a little bit more helpful. And I think that is also helping me in my weight loss journeys. If you feel good in yourself, I find it a lot easier to manage emotional eating if I've got these things in place. If I have these tools in my toolbox, easier to resist eating in the first place, to understand that I don't need that food, isn't going to make me feel any better. It is not comforting long term. Feel a little bit of deprivation, then I think, well, I really want it, and my brain will say all these things. I'm just trying and learning how to sit with that. We feel a little bit deprived for a little bit, and that's okay. That's okay to feel a little bit deprived sometimes. But then also, if it's getting out of hand, my brain telling me that deprivation, I can nip that and I can rephrase it in a way that is helpful to my journey. So I am just about to go for my weight loss, to my Weight Watcher meeting. I'm hoping for a loss. I've been doing it all this week. I've been carrying on with the Svelte in September. We'll just see if that shows on the scale. I have no idea. I've not got weighed at home. I will let you know. I will check in with you shortly. Next week's video, a full week of evening meals I have been eating on this challenge. on the Weight Watchers plan, please click the subscribe button down below. Some low point meal ideas, things that I've been eating, something that might tickle your fancy. If you hit the notification bell as well, it will tell you when that video goes up. Just out on my 45 minutes of exercise. I'll just let you know how I got on at my meeting. So 1.5 off. So that's what, 2.5 the first week of Svelte in September, 1.5 last week, 1.5 this week, £5.5 off in 3 weeks. I'm very, very pleased with that. And also I was thinking in the car actually about what I'd said earlier. When I'm saying that I'm happy with feeling a little bit of deprivation sometimes, what I mean by that is I am still eating food that would be considered a treat, or maybe not everyday food. I'm still eating that. So I am not deprived. I'm not depriving myself. It's those times through the week where you just maybe grab a bag of crisps or a biscuit here or there. They're the ones that I'm trying to cut back on. They're the ones where I'm happy to think, no, I don't really need that, and I can feel a little bit deprived. This last weekend, we had a takeaway, I had pizza, we had curly fries, I had some white chocolate waffle. Saving your points for it, you can still have your foods. It's just all those little bits. It's those little bits and those little decisions every day. Bag of crisps here, or a chocolate biscuit there, or this won't really matter. I'm trying to rein those in a little bit. So that's what I meant earlier when I said I'm happy feeling a little bit deprived sometimes. £1.5, guys, I think that's really, really good. Keep cracking on with this, and I will check in with you again next week. Hey, let me show you my lunch today. It is super cute.
Do you know what? I did this by accident, this symmetry. Look at this. Very symmetrical. I love the orange at the top. It just makes, that Satsuma just makes it, doesn't it? These Satsumas, they're the Tango variety. I think the name for them is Tangold. They are so juicy. This is the chickpea mixture that I make, which is like a chickpea salad, almost like a tuna salad substitute. So I make it with mashed chickpeas, onions, it's got a bit of celery in there, some mayonnaise, some soy sauce, some seaweed. I've got that on a previous video. I'll link that down below if you're interested in making that. I've popped a little bit of the sriracha sauce on top, and then I've added some beautiful sweet salty pickles to the top, and I've grilled that. The bread is 5, the chickpea mixture is 1. I'm not going to count my sriracha. I've stopped counting sriracha. I've stopped. I'm just going to have it. The pickles are 0 as well, and the Satsuma 0, so 6-point lunch.
Just had my head stuck in some cookbooks, meal planning for the week ahead. I hadn't looked up in a while. Finally looked up, got my head out of the books, and I saw the sun setting. Look at that. Cheeseburger salad bowls. Let's go.
Emergency, emergency. We're swapping pans, guys. My induction hob, the pan that I've had for a long, long time, has become a little bit warped on the bottom. This is an induction cooker, so it's not connecting with the pan, so it's just not warming up. So I've got this far, I'm changing pans. Here we go again. So I browned my mince and then I left it on the hob for a little bit longer to fully crisp up. No moisture, just crispy beef. Then I added a tablespoon of soy sauce and a tablespoon of sriracha. Now this minced beef, it does serve 4 people. So if you wanted to make 4 salad bowls, you could use all this beef. However, I used half of this pan for 2 salad bowls, and then I stirred the rest of the beef and the onion into a bolognese that we had the night after. Added 1 whole onion to the pan now, and I just softened that for another 5 minutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cheeseburger bowls assemble! So for these cheeseburger bowls, I just used some shredded lettuce. I had some cut up gherkins and tomatoes. You can add any salad your heart desires, whatever you like. I've got some of these flame roasted chilies, oh, like the ones that you find on a kebab. They're going on my salad. And then I've got my minced beef and onion mixture. So I've got some of my fried onions. That minced beef now is super crispy and it's seasoned with the soy sauce and sriracha. So it's nice and seasoned, it's salty, it's delicious. And then I popped on top my plastic cheese and that just melted over the top of my minced beef. I added some salad dressing to my salad. So at the moment, I've got the low fat salad cream.
Cheeseburger balls, 7 points. They are on your Weight Watchers app. If you are a Weight Watchers member, they are on there. I've substituted the cheese for floppy plastic cheese because I like that on a burger. I've added the onions to the pan beforehand, and I've also added some soy sauce and sriracha, as we like things a little bit spicy in this house. I've omitted the ketchup, so that sriracha is in place of the ketchup, so it works out at the same points. Curry time. We've been here before, haven't we, guys? Yes, we have. Curry, because it's quick, it's easy, it's delicious, and I'll just eat it all week, and it's really low point. So I'll show you what I'm putting in this one. It's always very similar. It's just a mixture of vegetables, some Patak's curry paste, some tin new potatoes, and a can of light coconut milk.
The mixture of foods today going in this curry. So I'm going to put a sprinkling of garam masala in there. You can just use curry powder. I'm putting a can of lentils, which I have rinsed. And then these are the veggies that I've got for today. These were all that were left in my fridge. Just got a red pepper, a green pepper, one lonesome carrot, and some green beans off my dad's allotment. You can see my dad's allotment down there through the window. We've got a nice array of vegetables there in the pan with the Patak's curry paste. Fry them off, and then I add my seasoning over the top. Then I add my tin potatoes, my coconut milk and my lentils, and I just mix it all together and cook it for about another 20 minutes until my carrots will have cooked through.
I've made this curry before without the Patak's. I've used a different curry paste. Don't do that, guys. It's rubbish. I've tried a few different curry pastes. They're all not very good. Always the Patak's for me. I've tried a few. I've tried like own market brands. It really makes a difference in this because it's just vegetables. So you need a good curry paste. So if you can, try and get older Patak's. At different areas, you might not be able to get older Patak's. I can't vouch for the results unless you're going to use Patak's, because it's so good and it gives such a good flavour and it really makes a difference.
I've added a third of this jar, the madras paste. Heat that up and then pop all my vegetables on top of it. These have been on now 5 minutes. I'm going to sprinkle over my garam masala, half a tablespoon of garam masala, and then I'm going to tip in my coconut milk and my lentils and give that a good stir. Actually going to add my tin potatoes in right at the last minute because they're cooked and I don't want them to fall apart. An amalgamation now of our vegetables, our lentils, our garam masala and our curry paste. I tip the coconut milk in now and then cook that for 20 minutes until my vegetables are tender, and then I'm going to add my potatoes at the end. Veg curry for the rest of the week. For 4 people, it's 7 points per portion. It's so tasty. I make this so often because I love veg. If you like veg, you'll like this.
And I should have just added on there at the end, you gotta like spicy food, haven't you? Otherwise, a curry's probably not gonna cut it. Patak's, they are slightly spicy. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this week. We're getting towards the end of Svelte in September now, and there's 1 week to go. I am actually filming this as I'm editing this video, so this is editing Amy here. I'm thinking maybe this last week for me might be a little bit of a watch out. It is the time of the month for me, and also being my son's birthday, and I have eaten a lot of chocolate cake while I was making his chocolate birthday cake. But celebrated it, we moved on, we're back on it now. And I'll just have to see what the scale says on Thursday. I'd keep doing my best, keep going with it, keep ticking those things off. Water, tick. Exercise, tick. Tracking, tick. Affirmations, tick. And now we're getting in 4 lots of vegetables in a day. Tick. I will see you all next week. Hope you're having an absolutely lovely week. The weather has turned here. I'll show you the weather behind me. Can you see? So it's very, very rainy here today. Whew. Sometimes though, that's quite nice, isn't it? You can be all snuggly inside. Catching up on editing, getting a bit of yoga in, some meals prepped, and catching up on all that housework. I still feel like I'm catching up from the boys going back to school. I don't know about anybody else, any other mums there. Yep, still catching up. So I will see you all next time. Bye guys.